Modern humans are masters of multitasking. We eat while driving, watch TV while studying,
And when Dr. Evil gets
and of course talk on our cell phones while doing, well, everything. How do we do it? A study in the July 16th issue of Neuron suggests that though we can train our brains to work faster as we juggle, we never actually manage to do more than one thing at a time. Our brains aren't really built to handle the sort of parallel processing we think we're capable of. The good news is, studies have shown that extensive training can make us better at doing two things at once. But how? One theory is that with lots of practice, some routines become automatic. And if we don't need to run every little thing past the part of the brain that spends time thinking about stuff, we can multitask just fine. But this new study finds that that's not the way it works. Turns out that multitaskers still consult the prefrontal cortex, but training gets the thinking brain to think a little faster. So we're actually switching tasks quickly enough to appear to be doing them simultaneously, which is still nothing to shake a stick and sneeze at.
English had barely established itself as a language in England when it began moving to other countries to be used there as well. First it headed north to Scotland and then west to Wales. It then made its way across the sea to Ireland. That was in the Middle Ages. Over the course of the following centuries, it has put down roots all over the world, from the USA to South Africa, from India to New Zealand. Of course, in all these countries, it has developed in special ways to suit the new contexts in which it found itself.
Conducting a video conference is now a popular means of communication in the business world. This telecommunications technology allows two or more locations to communicate by simultaneous video and audio transmissions. It's designed to serve conferences or meetings in multiple locations. The advantages are obvious. No more lengthy phone calls or complex correspondence with business contacts, partners, or offices overseas. This relatively low-cost, fast, effective communication method has made significant inroads in not just a business context, but also education, medicine, and media.
One of the most encouraging phenomena in recent years has been the growth of lifelong learning in the education sector. Nowadays, students are embarking on courses at all ages. Higher education is no longer seen as a place for the young. Mature students are appreciated and valued. Recent research has also indicated that older students are enthusiastic learners, able to contribute a number of skills and attributes gained from work, family, and other life experiences.
Social capital is a concept that was introduced by sociologists many years ago. It's actually the networks and resources that people use to deliver social outcomes. For instance, it might be holding a sporting event, running a community fete, being part of a club. It's difficult to measure social capital, and one way of looking at it is the extent that people volunteer in their local community. So you can consider the volunteering rate as an indicator for how healthy a community is. You can also look at something called a well-being index, the way people think about their lives and how trusting they are of others, their general perception of the value of their life.
Well, there are many factors that can cause one species to divide into two. One of these is when populations get isolated from each other by something like a lake forming or forest being cleared. And there's another idea that as individuals adapt to their environment, this might have a knock-on effect on mate choice, a process called sensory drive speciation. Now, this seems to occur in cyclid fish. They have shown that a female preference for either red or blue striped males only exists in clear water, where they are actually able to see.
Many species of birds cover long distances during their seasonal migration to warmer climates. But how successful are they? And do birds that get lost on their route ever manage to find their way back? Much research has been conducted into how birds navigate, and the results show that age is a significant factor. Young birds usually just carry on if they lose their migratory path, and thus fail to reach their destination, whereas older, more experienced birds will generally be able to find their original route and continue successfully on their journey.